Okay. Okay, guys.
Hey, guys.
Again, this is the part of the videos that we're new at, kind of review. This is a puller truck that I'm building. This is my first time doing a puller truck. So forgive me if I do anything wrong or use the wrong parts. Once I start pulling, then I'll see where my weaknesses are. I designed the body myself. I just went with, I don't know, kind of like a Chevy style, I don't know what you would call it.
One-off build.
Oh, yeah, exactly, one-off build.
Sorry.
So I went with a, took the hood off. So I'm going with a 3D printed motor. This one's done by Lasse. He's in Norway. I don't want to pronounce his last name because I might get it wrong. So, but he's done 3 or 4 motors for me. He does incredible work. Later on, we'll show it to you in finer detail. So I'm just going to pull the top off. So it's a basic design. I went with, I made the chassis myself. It's out of quarter-inch aluminum. This thing is not going to flex or twist or anything like that. The components I've used is, I went with the RC 4-wheel drive. We'll show you later on the T-Rex 44s. Now these axles are no longer in production. They're narrowed axles, and again on the front. Okay, and then as I'm going to be using a high-tech.
Yeah, the high-tech, the 222B.
It's a smaller servo,
yeah,
because I wanted to fit it up in front here, and also don't forget pullers are basically just to go straight.
Yeah, straight line. You don't need a lot of torque. You don't need a lot of stuff basically to be able to turn those wheels around.
That's right.
And yeah, and the other thing is going to be used in it too is a dynamite speed control. If you go on Great Hobbies, it's a DYM S2210. Basically liable compatible, brush speed control, should I say? But you could go in the basically crawler mode or just normal mode, just by the dip switch on it.
Yep.
Great speed control. Has a great cooler on top. You can even add a fan if you wanted to.
It's pretty compact though.
Yeah, it is a small unit. What I'll do in the comments below, I'll post the basically the link of the servo and the speed control.
And also, I went with a Holmes motor. We'll give you a better look. I went with a 13 turn. I wanted the RPM. I was talking to a guy. I bought this in Erie, Pennsylvania when I went down to the K&K. Oh, by the way, I want to say, I want to mention out Bill and Misty. Great time. I'm sorry I forgot. I had so many people that I had to remember. Bill and Misty, I can't wait to see you guys again in Pennsylvania. And I hope you're taking care of that beautiful truck there, Bill. Anyway, sorry. Okay, back. So I bought the 540. It has a 13 turn, but it has... It's
a 13 turn, but it has the torque of a 55 turn.
Yeah. And again, I went with an RC 4-wheel drive R2 transmission, all steel transmission. I went with a 20-tooth. I'm going to try it first, a 20-tooth pinion.
Okay.
To see if I get the RPM.
The RPM.
But I don't want to lose torque.
Yeah.
So there's going to be, I'll probably have to go, I'll try it for first, and I might have to go with a 15 or...
A 15, and the other thing we could be try on it to basically go with maybe a 2-cell lipo.
Yep.
And even up to, worst case, if it doesn't work, we'll need to change up the speed control and go maybe with a Castle Sidewinder and convert it to brush version to be able to go with your 3-cell to get that torque out of this motor.
That's right, because Sean is, I'm not an electronics guy, Sean is.
There's a lot of people don't know, and even in the crawler mode, basically, taking the crawler speed control, if you go higher voltage, you're going to have more torque out of your motor. Even, let's say it's a 45 turn, you're putting a 3-cell in it, you're going to get more torque out of it on a 3-cell because you have a higher voltage.
That's right. So I went with steel drive shafts all the way through. They're JDS drive shafts. They're a little longer. They're 200 mils. So I had to get a longer drive shaft. Tires, I went with the RC 4-wheel drive tires, the deep dish. I forget the name of these. They're wagon style, but the deep dish ones for the back, and then I went with just the regular ones in the front, and we'll show you. The shocks, I had these lying around, so I'll just decide to use them because they don't really need a lot of suspension. I went with a steel skid plate underneath. Also, I want to keep the center of
gravity
low
as possible.
And also I'm trying to push everything back so I get some weight in the back wheels. So what I did on this one, I made a front box out of steel. And what I did was on the inside, I took some lead and I heated it up. And the thing weighs. It's a good weight.
It's not light.
So I would say, what's that? Maybe 3 pounds.
At least, yeah.
Yeah. So what I did is I took some fishing weights, some old fishing weights that I had. I heated it up, put it in front of the extractor fan so I wouldn't smell the lead. And I poured it all in. I cooled it off. Then I just sanded it flush, and it's a solid chunk of lead. So if I need to lighten it, I can always drill some out. And if I need to make it heavier, I have this little thing that I kind of like a mounting tube or whatever. I'll put lead in here also to keep it, so it can keep the weight down. So I just put it on the front with a couple. And a lot of time, guys, what I'll do is I'll make slots so that I can adjust it up and down to match the body or whatever I need to. If it's too low, I can bring it up, I can bring it down. So this is, like I said, this is one of the reviews. Now also, this is how the finishing of the Bronco is probably going to look. I started finishing this one too. I put a light coat, I put the putty on it, I start sanding it. It's still quite a bit away before I get it all finished, but there's the box. And then I decided to just put a set of roll bars on it. Let me just see if I can take this out here. Maybe not. Oh, hold on. Everything's connected on this stuff. So there you go. It's just 3 sinks.
Just a basic bars, yeah.
Yeah, just a 3/16 cold rolled or hot rolled. That's all I use. I used to use the brake lines. But I found that if I'm bending it like on this
certain radius on the brake line, it's
going to
collapse. Yeah.
So that's why I always go with the solid bars. Yeah. So anyway, that's one of the bills. So this is the type of stuff that we'll be showing you when we'll get a close-up view.
Yep.
We'll do a walk around of this thing, and you guys will be able to take a look.
We'll put it back in together, and basically I'll do a close-up on it.
Now, when Lasse sold me the motor, it did have a set of exhausts. What I just did is I want the exhaust to come through the hood. So I just welded up some angles. We'll take a closer look. And then I just put aluminum tubing.
Yeah.
I polished them just to make it look. And then once I get everything finished, then I'll glue this because they're pretty flexible. So I'll glue this together so they'll be sitting up the way I want.
But again, this is in a future video. We'll show you exactly how to do this.
Yeah, we'll do a whole bunch of other little things.
Yeah. Perfect, guys. What we'll do right now, I'm going to grab the camera, do a close-up on it, to be able to show you exactly what it is, guys.
And again, this is my first puller, so I'm trying my best to figure out all of the little the quirks.
The quirks, yes.
Yes. And one more thing, on the back, I didn't put any type of chassis. I just bolted it up directly right to my chassis. There's no shocks or anything. So anyway, we'll show you a closer view.
Yep.
Okay. So here it is, close up. And the truck is about, I'll have to get my tape measure. The whole truck is probably about, I'll get my tape measure while Sean's doing the walk around. from front to finish, it's probably about 21.5 inches. So I'll just, beautiful motor from Lasse. If you guys have any questions, let me know and I can set you up. I can give you his Facebook page.
What we're going to do is we'll post a link on the description here to his Facebook.
Beautiful, beautiful work he does. And the skid plate I used was 16 gauge. Again, I'm going to reinforce the steering arms. And then the 540 Holmes motor. And then I made a pan to support the battery. So that pops out. I'll be screwing that in, just out of aluminum. And then there's the steel drive shaft. I still have to finish sanding the frame and painting it, so all the screws are not all in and they're not all the right screws. So it just right now it's just a show to get it up and running. Alrighty. So set of seats, that's going to be mounted in, and then my dash. So this will fit inside. I'll show you later on, but it's kind of a little awkward to put in. So I'm just going to put this back on. Hold on here. I think I'll just screw this back in and it gets a little awkward. There we go. Alrighty. Again, once I have these things glued, I won't have any problems putting the hood on. There you go. And then that goes on the front. So this is a build in progress. Probably by the time that we do another shoot, should be pretty much done. But I'll show some pictures on my Facebook page, and also Saley's Custom RC
and Djsprc Facebook.
And of course, once it's completely done, we'll do a video of it pulling.
Yep. And guys, now don't forget, if you like this video, hit the like button in the corner. Really appreciate it. And go join the group, Djsprc, home of Make It Scale RC.